Welcome to another live stream from Vietnam Steve. Thought I'd come online, see if I can rustle up any subscribers or soon-to-be subscribers, and give you some Q&A on what's happening here in Vietnam. I've just got to try and get the questions, the text box open here on my trusty laptop that's next to me.
Xin chào everybody.
And
people have been asking.
I'll be right with you. All right, we seem to have it up in front of me here on the laptop. All right, muted the sound, seem to have the live stream up and running. Hopefully there'll be some chat here. Let's put something from Vietnam Steve in the chat. How about welcome to the show? So let's see how that goes. Yes, it's working perfectly. All right, I can see the chat. I can talk to yourselves. So away we go. Well, I thought what I'd do today is try this one from the balcony. Check out the sound situation up here. It's rather noisy up here. I'm on level 18. I face the main road in and out of Ha Long Bay, and we've had a torrential downpour today. So the road is wet, the traffic is voluminous, and needless to say, there's a fair bit of noise coming up off the street. It's got a beautiful sound, it's got a beautiful beat. I've got a microphone with a furry thing on it, and I've tested it pointing towards me or pointing away from me, and the pointing towards me seems to work okay. A little bit muted, but of course that's good because we've got the traffic sound muted. So all in all, we've had a few test runs at live streams. I've got to say I'm not that patient with them. I do like shooting them directly off my mobile device straight to the interweb, and that's what I'm doing today. But I am in the Dragon Castle and we have gigabit Wi-Fi here, so we shouldn't have a problem with connectivity. But we may have a problem with time zones where you are. For me here, it's 3 p.m. in the afternoon in Vietnam, which means wherever you are, it's probably something other than 3 p.m. And of course, I am on the balcony, and there's a little bit of rain coming down as well. I will turn the camera around periodically, just so that you can see what I'm looking at. I'm looking at the port of Hong Gai here in Quang Ninh province, Vietnam, and ships come and ships go. Across behind the port is more of the province, and the road heads on north up to China. So probably facing almost directly north where I'm facing today, and so that will be a good opportunity to show you northwards. It is clearing. We've had a torrential downpour. I've got a construction site in front of me here that is a mud patch right now, but no doubt that's good for the workers. They can have the afternoon off. Three things I sort of wanted to cover today was: one, welcome you to the show; two, find out what your questions are about life in Vietnam and Vietnam Steve in particular, and then three, answer any of those questions that I can answer. Now, I'm not a travel log and I'm not your Google assistant, so if it's something that can be Googled, you're better off Googling it, and if it's something about travel rules and regulations, I'm probably not the man for that either. But I can tell you about life in the land of the Rising Dragon, and what it is that I actually do here. I'm anticipating a couple of regular subscribers to join, but if we got half a dozen, we've probably had a good run. I'll give you a look at what I'm looking at, and that might just give you a bit of an indication of where I actually am. So down there in the mudflats is a construction site where the new mall is going to be built. The main road is the other side of that water pond you see down there that's sort of turned orange, and that's the main drag in and out of Ha Long. So it actually takes you to Haiphong and Hanoi, and if you go towards the right of what I'm filming, you go up over the Bai Chai Bridge into Old Hong Gai Town. So the greenery that's on the right hand side there is a mountain. On the other side of that mountain is Bai Chai. So we're 3 kilometres from the tourist strip, and very close to all the necessary amenities. That road seems to go full on any time of the day or night. Every time you see like a minibus thing going along, that's sort of 10 or 15 people heading off to Hanoi. They probably have 1,000, not 1,000, 500 of those a day. There's a lot. I've just seen 1, 2, 3, 4 since I've mentioned that 20 seconds ago. So there's a lot of them heading out. So it's never a problem to get up to Hanoi from here. Some of the things people ask about is, what's it cost to have an apartment here, and what's the visa situation. I've sort of done a few videos on the cost of an apartment. It's like anywhere. You can scrimp and save and get quite cheap apartments and spend your money on transport, or you can have quite a reasonable apartment and just walk where you need to go. So it's never problematic to rent an apartment. This building I'm in has probably got 200 empty apartments. I bought this place here. It was a reasonable price. It's not bought through me as a foreigner. It's bought through my wife. Foreigners cannot buy in this particular complex, and that's because they want to give first opportunity to Vietnam nationals. When you buy the apartment, it's an empty shell. So we don't have a TV on the wall or curtains on the wall, or a nice kitchen in there. It's an empty shell, and you deck it out yourself. So that did cost some coin, but needless to say, it's pretty comfortable in there for Vietnam Steve. Put myself a little bar on the balcony here, so I've got the camera on a tripod, the laptop there to jump on any new subscribers that come in, any comments that people might want to make. As soon as I get a like, I'll let you know, and also donations people want to make in the description down below. I've had an interesting day today. I woke up in my other home on the other side of the bridge, and it was bucketing down with rain, which meant I couldn't go anywhere, and getting out to do any sort of round the neighbourhood vlogs and varts for you was nigh on impossible. So I did have a relaxing morning. I didn't go to bed till about midnight. I went to a movie last night, and woke up this morning, had a relaxing morning. Didn't have any breakfast or anything, but about 10:30 I headed off to the local coffee shop. I got a taxi up there because it was still raining. The taxi fare was 28,000 dongs, so $1.50 I suppose. Gave him 50,000 because he seemed like he would appreciate that, and I went and had a coffee in the local shopping centre over the other side of town. Also, the reason I couldn't do anything was I've left my laptop and all my gear back in this apartment. I left here yesterday at about 4. I've got a friend coming in from Hanoi to come and stay with her family, and she'd rented a villa nearby, so I had to go and sort of suss out the villa for her and make sure it was okay. And I never came back. I went somewhere else for dinner, and then I went to a movie. Let me just check the chat here, see what's actually going. Got one person watching, which is probably me, and no comments. So please put in the comments where you're from, where you're watching Vietnam Steve from, and what it is you'd like to know about Vietnam. When we wrapped up last night after the movie, it wasn't a bad movie, but Vietnam movies are a little bit disconcerting at the end of the day. They sort of like to depict real life, and they depict it in reality, so it's quite often, not always, the happiest of endings. I'll just put let me know your questions about life in the land of the rising dragon. Let's see what happens there. So consequently today, had nothing with me, woke up, went to do the coffee thing, and then went and had a lovely lunch called bun cha. And bun cha's a really nice crispy meat. If you follow my Instagram or my Facebook, you'll see the bun cha on there. The bun is the noodles, cold noodles, and the cha seems to be the crispy pork that's barbecued up. That was delicious, but got trapped there for about an hour with a monsoon. So here I am. I thought I'd answer anybody's questions today, give it a run for about an hour, and this is going to be the regular format for the live stream. It may be around the streets. It's just this very first one I want to make sure I don't have any problems with the interweb, and also it's raining outside, so I'm not going anywhere. If you've got a story, put it in the chat. I'd love to answer your comments and find out what your questions are about life in Vietnam. I live here on and off for the past 5 years, and I'm actually here for another couple of weeks, and then heading on to another destination, and I'll be back again before you know it. Thanks for joining the live stream. Thanks for subscribing for those that have subscribed. The subscribers are going up, and we're having when we get to 1,000, but probably 900, we're going to have a bit of a change of format, and I will start putting Vietnamese subtitles on the bottom of the live stream. So on the bottom, not the live stream, on the bottom of the regular VARTs that I do. So if you're watching in Vietnam and you think you'd like to see Vietnamese subtitles to the blah 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 that I'm talking about, let me know. I've got two ways of doing that. I'm going to test them both out on probably something I've already recorded, and then we'll see how that goes. Over half my viewers come from Vietnam, which is not surprising. Vietnamese people love YouTube, and I'm being encouraged to get on other mediums, but I kind of resist it because I'm not an influencer, I'm just a content creator. I've got a couple of young daughters that would love to be the channel manager for a TikTok channel or something, but just can't see myself doing that. I like the odd short here on YouTube, that does amuse me. But yeah, I'm going to get the subtitles happening, and we're really going to have three sort of approaches to what we talk about. We'll talk about retirement living, which is what I'm doing, so I can probably talk out of every orifice about that. We're going to talk about life in Vietnam, because I'm living in Vietnam, and we're going to talk about frugal expat stuff. So that should cover off on the three things I like to talk about. And then, of course, we'll have the spasmodic live stream once a week, and we'll we'll get people to put in the comments there what they like to talk about, what time's the best time for a live stream, so put where you're from and what time you'd like to see the live stream. I can do these at any time of the day or night. I'm a free agent, and you know, the easiest time to get people engaged, I think, is early in the morning. That's an easy time for me, but I don't want to stuff up, to put it politely, my normal walking routine out around the streets, which is early as possible. So if I'm out walking from 5 till 7, I hardly want to come back and punch out a live stream at 7:30 for everybody in the morning. But that may have to be the case. The beauty of a live stream is getting this done when nobody's in the house. And so I've got a young daughter in the house with me at the moment, but she's doing her own thing. If she walks out here and sees the camera on, it'll be a fast disappearance for her. But essentially, I don't need to be interrupted. And this is, 3 p.m. in Vietnam is 6 p.m. in Australia. No one's likely to be interrupting me from the commercial side of town, and my family never call me anyway. So it's a good time for me. The second most popular people that view this live stream come from the US, so thank you to all the folks in the US, and I do commiserate with the dramas you're going through. Goodness me, if you were a content creator in the US, you'd have an endless supply of content. You wouldn't have to think about it, you just get up every day and relay what's happening. But thank you to all the US subscribers, really like you tuning in, and one of the things I'm conscious about is if I can have a live stream early in the morning, it's probably early in the evening. Early in the morning would be early in the evening in the US, so I'll try that. Probably the third leg of my channel that I don't do too much comment on is around sort of financial management in retirement. I've got a bit of a set and forget regime, so anything that is generated goes into an account, but I don't have much to do with that account. It just sits there as retirement savings, and where I spend from is a different account altogether. So once a year I have a look at what's coming in, make sure it matches where I think it should be, and then once a month I look at what's going out and make sure that I'm on target for spending less than I did the previous month. Punched out about 70 YouTubes over the course of 2 or 3 years. Really got back into it in March or April 2024, and committed to punching 2 VARTs a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, unless it's on a different day. Sometimes the VARTs are just personal stuff for me, so it's not going to be much interest to you. I might drop them a day early. The ones that I think are going to be interesting to the subscribers, I try to keep them for Tuesdays and Thursdays. And generally like the 10-minute version of a VART, but sometimes I have to hit the 20 or 25-minute just to get through the topic. So please stick with those longer ones. The longer ones help me with the algorithm. And what I do like is your comments that come through on the channel. Once we get to a significant number of subscribers, which I think is going to be 900 on the run up to 1,000, I'm going to start the subtitle regime. Given that half the subscribers come from Vietnam, I think that might just give me the kick to get me over the edge. I've got 2 ways of doing that. The way that I probably prefer is to load the video to a app, which will then subtitle the video and give me a sound file, and then I load that sound file into YouTube with the video. That works well, but I need to kick that sound file off at the right time, so when I say Sing Chow, it says good morning. and I also would not be comfortable with an app trying to put Vietnamese subtitles against my casual tone and wording. I might give the first one a go like that, and then get a Vietnamese person to check it. Now I know the result of that. That will be, hey, some of these words are not correct, or we've got the accents in the wrong position. So then it's a case of, do I lower my standards or do I have to get all that fixed? Now if I have to get all that fixed, that will require somebody to go through the entire transcript and fix it. Time consuming. The second way is to get my lovely daughter here to put the subtitles in as I speak. That would require very slow speech, and for a 10-minute video, a bit of work for her. Now she's keen to do it, but she's also a student and I don't want her to be overloaded. And perhaps I can load one of my most recent short varts into this tool and just see how it goes. But needless to say, I think Vietnamese subtitles will help the channel, and I'll give one of those a go. I've got a short one coming up about, it's not the one I'm thinking of, that's more applicable to expats, but there's one there that would be useful for Vietnamese people, so I might use that one as a trial. I'll be interested to look back on this live stream just to see how it went up to the internet, because I have fast internet here, how I managed to deaden the sound of the road down below, and is it worth all the paraphernalia I've got here, including a laptop to look at the chat, which has nothing in the comments at the moment, and see how that works, versus I can walk around the street, shoot live to the interweb, and enjoy the scenery that way. We'll give you another view of what's going on here. I can move the camera around a different way, so over here we've got more of the port going back up in over there. I've got a shrimp farm I went to, and I recorded 3 or 4 short videos of my friend's shrimp farm. Maybe I'll put them together into a movie and see what we can do with the subtitles on that. Or maybe I'll put the video there, do a talk over, and see if the subtitles will work on that. Welcome if you just started tuning in. We're running a live stream here, the first one that's going to stay up and be there for in perpetuity. If you've got a question about Vietnam and life in the land of the rising dragon, put it in the comment box, and I will endeavour to ask you Q&A about an old expat living in Vietnam. And thanks for joining, I guess, is my comment to everybody in the chat. Be interesting to see if the horn sound picked up there on the YouTube. I had a truck down below punching his horn. I've got to say, even though I had that bun cha for lunch, I'm a little bit peckish. Bun cha is just the equivalent of a couple of spring rolls and some noodles. I am a little bit peckish, and I don't have much to drink here. I've probably got a tea coming up very shortly. In fact, that's probably something I can go inside and make while I'm streaming to yourselves. So I'll just take my shoes off because it may have been wet, and I will walk around in my socks here. So because I've got you on a tripod, I can put you anywhere. and I might just move you a little higher. So let's have a look here. There we go. And pop you on the bench there. The kettle's fallen on, so let's boil him up. And today we're going to have a jasmine green tea. Why not? Welcome to the Dragon Castle. Probably the first time you've seen inside here. Dr. Nguyen, welcome to the channel. Thanks for joining. I'm just making myself a cup of tea, so apologies. If you've got any questions, put them in the chat. I'm pouring the tea into the cup without spilling over the edge. And I've managed to only boil half a cup, so we need more water. I'll just boil a little bit more water and I'll be right back with you. I'm doing a live stream from the balcony, however, clearly I needed a cup of tea, so I've come inside. The beauty of doing this today is that if you're from Ha Long, it's a monsoon outside there, and I can't walk around the streets, but also I've got the Gigabyte Ethernet here, so it'll punch up to the interweb fairly promptly and should give a good experience to everybody. Hi May, how you going? Welcome from Germany. Everything's good in Vietnam. What's your connection to Vietnam, May? I got your comment earlier today on something else, and I'd love to know what time it is where you are actually. That would be interesting. Right, let's get the rest of the water in the cup here. Oh dear. And I'll take you back outside. I'm going to have to adjust my camera when I get back out there. I'm also going to have to put my shoes on at the same time, so this is going to be a bit tricky. We might put the cup down so we don't spill anything. We'll try and keep you focused on my face, but I've got to turn the shoes around, slip the Crocs on, and set this fella back up. Let's have him at about head height. There you go. Get the tea, and away we go. Right, let's see what's happening in the chat here. We've got Dr. Nguyen Wei, beautiful, nice to see you. And we've got May, so thank you both for joining. If you've got any questions about life in Vietnam, pop them in the chat, and I've got about 30 minutes to run, and I'm going to use my live streams as a bit of a Q&A about life in Vietnam. I'm coming to you from the Dragon Castle in Ha Long, and if you want to see where I am, I'm standing here looking out at the port of Hon Gai, and it's a wet day in Ha Long today. Everything's good, and I'm loving being a YouTube content creator. I create the content for myself, so it's not going to be the world's most popular content. It's content that makes me feel happy. It's content that I like to listen to, and I like the walk and talk kind of thing out in the street, so that's generally what I'm doing. Tuang Pham, hello, welcome to the show. I'm glad you're joining today. Tuang is my daughter in the next room, so nice to see her joining. And Tuang, if you've got any questions about life in Vietnam, put them in the chat and I'll answer them here. It's good to get the first live stream going. Thanks for letting me get a cup of tea, because I'm feeling a bit giddy in the stomach because I haven't eaten much. It's good. All right. A lot of questions about Vietnam are around how do you go with English, and do people speak English, and how do you communicate? Now, look, my bad is I haven't learnt Vietnamese, and I have a Vietnamese wife and 2 Vietnamese daughters, so I have no excuse for not speaking Vietnamese. I blame the plague. I was away for a couple of years there, and I didn't get onto it, and now I just need to do it. I think I'm going to have to take lessons, and I'll probably sign up to something here in Vietnam. I like the face-to-face scenario, and then I will do it whenever. I'm not really a fan of the online stuff because I'm dead from online stuff. However, not that said, not against the online stuff, and I just need to learn Vietnamese. Now, you coming here as an expat, you'll be okay, because every kid knows English. Every person sort of in the 30s has a smattering of hello, how can I help you, my name is Susie, and the old people don't speak English at all. However, regardless of age, everybody understands Google, so life can go on. I had a taxi driver this morning, didn't speak English, but I got where I had to go, so it was very, very easy. So don't worry about coming here without English. I think it would be okay to be a bit respectful and learn some common words. I can get by. I can order beer, say hello, say goodbye, focus on food type related things. That's me. Holding a conversation is a bit tricky because it's a tonal language, and I've got to listen and get the tone working. But don't worry about learning the language. I think the visa issue restricts a few people. You can really only get, I think, 90 days here without having to renew. So people are going to have to pack it in and go back to their home domicile or out of the country and back again. Now, it wouldn't affect me because I'm back and forth to different places across Asia all the time. I've never hit the wall on 90 days. My visa allows me to stay longer than that, but I've never hit the wall on 90 days. So 90 days is a long time if you're still doing semi-retirement and part-time work. Thanks for joining. We're getting an extra person into the chat. I don't know if I can see who's in the chat, but please give a hello as you join. Let me know where you're from. Let me know what the time is where you are, and let me know what time in your time would be the best time for a live stream. So today we're at 3:30 in the afternoon in Ha Long Bay, Vietnam. It's a rainy old day that's clearing up, and we're heading to the top of the hour, at which time we'll finish the live stream. I'm hoping to get half a dozen people online. We sort of maxed out at 4, but a few people had to go and do something that's not so boring. Nobody's put in the text yet what their questions are, but I'd love to answer questions about life here. And also, Tuang, let me know how the sound is. Is it loud, soft? And I'm trying to deaden the noise from the road out there, but I just don't know how good I am at that. And I'm probably talking a little bit too fast for people. If you've got a YouTube channel, let me know. I'd love to know what your YouTube channel is and how I can support you. I don't watch anything on that TV there other than YouTube, and so I'm a bit of an addict in that respect, and it would be good to know what your thoughts are around YouTube channels. I'm just looking on my calendar here. It's talking about chat options. I don't all need that. Sound is okay. Thank you to the producer in the other room. Um, we can always improve. We can always improve. I've got a special microphone today, and it's mainly cutting out wind noise, but it does cut out a bit of the background noise. I'm doing this in my preferred mode, which is shooting direct from the camera straight to YouTube on the interweb. I don't have another Wi-Fi device that I'm connecting through. Well, I tell a lie, I'm connecting through the Wi-Fi in the home. And I have my laptop here to sort of watch the myriad of comments that are coming through. But of course I see them on the screen as they come up. You know, if you hammer them in one after another, they go a bit fast for a young man like me. Yeah, I've got another camera that I can use, and I'll try that next time. That's an actual camera that we can connect to the internet and shoot to the interweb, and I would love to do that, Tuang. Just see the quality and if it's easier, etc. I guess why I'm shooting from the iPhone here is I'm planning to get out around the streets, and I don't really want to carry a separate camera and link it to the iPhone 4G to get it to the interweb. It'll probably work clearer for the subscribing team that's connected. However, it's just more stuff to carry, whereas I've got my phone in my back pocket. Let's pull it out and have a shoot whenever you like. So looks like my phone behind me there is giving me a little thumbs up in the picture, so thank you from the telephone. It's a fluffy microphone that connects, and hopefully helps out a little bit. The plan coming up this weekend is to go to Ho Chi Minh City, so if you're viewing from Ho Chi Minh City, put it in the chat. Love to meet up with you when I'm in Ho Chi Minh City. Don't have much time, but I do drink coffee and beer, so I'll be doing that, and I can tell you where I am, and you can come and have a coffee or a beer with Vietnam Steve in Ho Chi Minh City. I have to say time slots are limited because I've got a number of friends and colleagues in Ho Chi Minh City that I'm going to be refreshing acquaintances with, and I'm only there for the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, so it's going to be a fast trip to the old land down south. I really appreciate people that have stopped by. The things that really amuse me are just what I see. You know, I watch a lot of YouTube, that's my research, and then I think about that in the context of my life here in Vietnam. I'd love to walk around the street here and through the market on a live stream, but I just know the Wi-Fi in there the 4G in there is not so good. So while we have 4G really good in Vietnam, it does flake out when you go to places like a market that's down in underneath, etc. Let's hope the rain stops and tomorrow you can get one from the street. Got a great VART coming out next week Tuesday on retirement gigs that you could possibly look at if you're moving into retirement and you just need $1,000 a month to offset your beer and burger expenses. There's a great number of things that you can do. I do a couple of things, and I'm going to let you in on those secrets. And then on the reverse side, cut those expenses so that your financial freedom number is something that's sustainable. And I've done that, and I've got a couple of things that'll help you on that. That one's coming out on Tuesday because I had to re-edit it again today, and I've got myself chocked up with things, so Tuesday will be a good one for that one. I've been out around the streets recording a few things, but of course recording is one thing and editing them into something sensible is another thing. Health-wise, I feel like I'm maintaining a good health cadence. The food here helps me from a no preservatives perspective. I only eat the Vietnamese style food. We've lined ourselves up for a pizza restaurant in Ho Chi Minh City, and It's not my cup of tea, but I've got a few teenage ladies coming along, and they're going to want to be eating pizzas and drinking cokes. I said my only criteria is as long as they sell beer, but I can't picture myself eating too much pizza. I eat the Vietnamese style food. I find it agrees with me. It's fresh, so it seems to fill me up quite quickly when I eat it. But I'm here, 2 or 3 hours after lunch. I'm feeling hungry now, and it does go through your body in a day. So you're not storing up a number of toxins in your body for a few extra days. So I feel like I'm on top of the diet, and a couple of those meals every day keeps me going. Couldn't tell you the calories, couldn't tell you the carbs. I just eat a small portion, about the size of my fist is what I eat, and that seems to suffice. On the exercise front, I don't do any exercise. I walk 5 kilometres a day. That's generally about an hour, and then everything else I do is extra on top of that. Haven't counted the steps, but I kind of think to do 10,000 steps in a one-hit go of exercise, it's about 8 kilometres. I tend to do about 13,000 steps a day, but in that 5 kilometres, it's not the 10,000 steps. Welcome to those of you that have just joined. Thanks for coming in. I'm trying to get together a Q&A live stream, so I've managed to get a couple of subscribers to join up and test that all this works. I haven't had any questions about life in Vietnam, or if you're a Vietnamese person, ask me about how I'm finding Vietnam. I'm not from here. It's a strange world to me. And I'll just pull my laptop a little bit closer to me, because there are a few spots coming down, and I don't want them to land on the laptop. For those of you that want to know where I am, I'm at the Dragon Castle. I'm up here on level 18, and I'm just watching the rain come down, and planning what to do for the rest of the evening. I think we'll be probably eating at home tonight. Got a few things planned for Friday night with the family here. Going to have a nice dinner with them in one of the favourite Vietnamese restaurants, and then Saturday and Sunday into Ho Chi Minh City for a gala extravaganza. Vietnam Steve comes to Saigon, and we'll have a couple of varts from Saigon in coming weeks, and we might even get a live stream from poolside if I'm so inclined. It just depends on time. This is a hobby for me, not a lifestyle or a business, and I just need enough content to keep myself amused and make sure that views and subscriptions are going up, and everybody's getting a little bit of what they like. I normally keep it short, but I am going to have a 1 hour live stream every week. We've tried this one at 3 p.m. I'd have to say it's been less than successful getting people to engage. So 3 p.m. is not a time to do a live stream from the Dragon Castle, but I've got 23 other chances as to when I'm going to do it. We may get one tomorrow morning. If I stay at the Dragon Castle, I will. I'll punch one out in the morning around the streets. Hi Rachel, let us know where you're from and what the time is there, although I think it's probably going to be 4:30 where you are. It's quite quiet, thank you. I've got a special microphone that cuts out the background noise, and that is affecting the sound, I think. Next, when I listen to it back, if it is too quiet, I'll probably go with the AirPods next time. I'm up on the Dragon Castle. I'm on level 18, and if you want to look where I am, Rachel, I'm out there. The road on the other side of that pond is wet, and the traffic noise up here is quite loud. I've just moved into the Dragon Castle in the last 3 or 4 months. And I am hoping that once we get the shopping centre down below on those mud flats, it'll deaden some of the sound. But at the moment, we get quite a lot of car noise coming up here. Oh, welcome from Perth, Australia. That's nice. We had May from Germany earlier, and we've got Chuang, the number one daughter from from the next room here, listening as well. I was saying that for one of my future VARTs, I'm going to try and get some Vietnamese subtitles on the bottom. About 50% of my viewers come from Vietnam, so that's really great to see. And I think I could up those subscribers from Vietnam if I had some subtitles. You missed me going inside to make a cup of tea, but I did that, and I'm going to run for about 15 more minutes. Lock this one away as Vietnam Steve is live in real life, and leave it up for perpetuity as the first live stream endeavour to engage with the audience. I was just saying when you joined, was 3 p.m. in Vietnam, a 3 till 4 p.m. Live stream has been less than successful. I think we maxed out at about Sing Chow, 4 viewers. But I got 23 other chances to pick a time. And tomorrow morning might be a good time, which will be about 5:30 my time if it's not too hot. I'll go up and down the street, and hopefully the 4G will help us out. We might do a second Q&A tomorrow morning, 12 hours away from this time frame. 2 ways of doing the subtitles, Rachel, and the third would be me speaking in Vietnamese. That's not going to work. But there is an app that can do it, but of course I'm not confident the app would spell everything correct, and so that is a worry. The second way is to get Tuang here to type the words in. That would require me to speak very slowly, so not planning to do that either. I might turn the camera around and do the second half here with you guys looking out the back behind me. So I've got the camera in my hand. We're now pointing towards the road, and maybe the sound there gets a little bit too loud for you pointing towards the road. So not exactly sure whether that's a good idea or not. I'm holding you inside the apartment, and maybe this is a good view for future live streams. I did it the other way so I could have my laptop there on the bench and check out what the VARTers, or the VARTees, I guess that's what you people are called, are actually saying. Now, people generally have an English name in Vietnam, so you'll ask them their name and they'll say Hung, Hai, Hung, Tu. And then when it's difficult to pronounce, they say, oh, Moon, my name is Moon, or something like that. I'm just making the leg here as long as it goes, and that is not long enough to reach the table, but I could put a table there and have that looking like that. I wouldn't be able to see your comments, but there's not a myriad of comments coming through, so I do see them on the screen in front of me here. So I've been told I don't need to speak slowly because English subtitles seem to manage it. Okay, well maybe we'll put one up to the app and see if it'll produce some good Vietnamese subtitles, and that could be a new feature going forward. Thank you, Rachel. You like the view out the back? The camera and everything's actually inside the balcony here. I'm on the balcony, but it's inside the balcony. How's the background noise? Are those cars driving you nuts? I hear a lot of background noise myself, but I've got a fluffy thing on the microphone. What I'm going to do is put a chair here, put this little stand right here, and this would be a great spot to talk about things all Vietnam. All right. Rachel can't hear the cars, so that's good. Thank you, Rachel. The mud flats yesterday had a steamroller working on them, making it flat, and today it's mud flats, not dry flats. They keep pushing anything that they're grading, they keep pushing it towards that drain that's there, and I wouldn't like to see that drain get totally full of dirt, because that water comes off the road. So the road drains into that sump, and I don't want to see that get any smaller because there's a fair bit of rain comes down sometimes. All right, we're at the 50-minute mark. Please put any other questions that you want into the comments. I will go to the 60-minute mark, so we've got 1 hour in the bag, and then this will be the benchmark for all future live streams. Obviously, clearly, can do better is the score from today. I'm going to turn around now so you look back into the apartment because I can't hold this camera forever. So I'll have to turn you around and make you a little bit lower. Now on those mud flats, it's an interesting situation, and down you come to Vietnam Steve. So as you can see in the background, I've got an iPhone there, and it's got the speaker on it. What they're doing on the mud flats is building what's called an Aeon Mall, and that's a massive mall that they're a massive mall company, AEON, and they're going to stick a mall down there, which will be the biggest mall in Ha Long. So I'm going to be very well positioned in about a year's time to be right next door to the biggest mall in Ha Long. It's going to have cinemas, food courts, probably 100 specialty shops, a couple of big flagship stores there. I think Aeon have their own retail outlets. They sell Korean or Japanese stuff, and it's going to be fantastic. But we've got about a year of mud flats while they build that. They started on the 1st of January, and I think they're supposed to be finished about mid-2025. So they've been going for 5 months doing the earthworks. We have had the power off here for 2 days while they connected electricity to the site and a big substation so that the shopping centre has its own connection, and I'm really looking forward to that. If you're coming to Vietnam and you wanted somewhere to stay, hit me up in the comments, because this apartment block here has, I don't know how many apartments it's got, but there's a lot of them for rent. They're on things called homestays. So if you Google up homestay, Dragon Castle, you'd probably find them, but I could find you one as well. And it's a good location. There's taxis downstairs to get everywhere. You're not on the main tourist drag, you're 2 kilometres from it, so you'd have to either walk there or get a taxi. It's a great spot to be, and these are all brand spanking new. I see a lot of people in here. I don't see too many expats at the moment. I went to the swimming pool yesterday. There's probably 15 people in the pool, so it was quite noisy. It's school holidays here, so it's full of kids. What brings me to the Dragon Castle today, Rachel, you tuned in late. I woke up in another location. I had lunch, and then I came back to the Dragon Castle because I'd left all my equipment at the Dragon Castle. I went out at 4 p.m. yesterday and never came back. So I'm back at the Dragon Castle because I've got my laptop here. We've got better facilities here. We like to be over here, and it was pouring down rain, so there's nothing I can do anywhere. I can't be walking around the streets. I'd have to say the rain's pretty much stopped over this side, but it's too wet to go out. If I go out, I'm going to get soaked, so I'm not going to go out. But I will do a live stream tomorrow. We've got a 50% chance of sunshine and a 50% chance of rain. Sunrise is 5 a.m. I'd like to be out at 5 a.m. Punching something out. And I might try a live stream that early. I know it's too early for people in Southeast Asia, but it may be just about right for people from the Northern Hemisphere. So that's what brings me to the Dragon Castle today. And because it was so quiet here, I re-edited a video, because when I watched the video I found I'd not put half the content in. Loaded that up to the interweb on my gigabyte internet, very fast internet, and then thought, why don't I try a 1 hour live stream? I always have test runs of these, and the test runs work okay. Only once did I have a bad connection. But of course, it's getting the confidence to talk for an hour and leave whatever comes up there. So essentially, they're going to be raw. They're going to be you asking me questions about Vietnam, and it's really going to be me pontificating about my day. I'd have to say, if the content gets a bit dry and boring, it's on you, the participants, for not suggesting some great content. Probably for the next one, we'll we'll delve into politics and religion to really get the live stream going and get the conversation started. But in the meantime, I'm happy to talk about retired living as an expat in Vietnam, trying not to spend $1 on any day of the week. That's pretty much it. Rachel, are you on the train today, or are you driving in your car? I know you head home about this time of the day, and I was just wondering what the picture was like on the train, zooming along on 4G. Or did you take a day off? Let's wait and see. I assume there's some lag in me talking and Rachel responding. What are you having for dinner tonight? I'm on the train, so there's only about a 30-second lag. What am I having for dinner tonight? I like a cooked dinner at home, but I think that's a bit boring for the daughter and my wife. She's been working all day, so I'd love to go out and eat something. I always ask them what they want to eat. I like to go to like a barbecue or something like that, but we had the bun cha for lunch, which is sort of a barbecue-y type meat. I like to eat congee. I've been punching up a few congee files. I've got 2 more to go. I've had 2 different congees since then, and but that's boring again for the Vietnamese. They like a bit of something out there. One of the things I know that this young lady next door here likes is sushi, so we might have to hit a sushi restaurant. The trouble is I'm on this side of town and the good sushi's on the other side of town, so we might have to explore a tourist sushi restaurant in Bai Chai and see how we go. Twang, are you still watching? What would you like to eat for dinner tonight? Not saying that's what we'll do, but I think the wife will jump at not having to cook. The interesting Vietnamese cuisine I like is I think it's the spices that go with it. So, everything we cook seems to be cooked in fish sauce, garlic, chili, soy sauce, some other sauce that's special to them that's not even fish sauce. And that just gives it the flavour. So whatever you're cooking, chicken, pork, whatever, it's got that tasty flavour. The interesting Vietnamese cuisine is always when you go to a home-cooked place and they just pick the vegetables out and cook them in the pot, and we eat something out of the garden that's great. One of the things Tuang cooks well is this green soup that's like putting leaves, cooking them up, spinachy, and then you eat those spinach leaves and you can drink the green tinged water that comes from cooking them. I don't know what it is, but it's really nice. Tuang loves to cook. She cooks very well. That young lady could run a house. If I said I need you to cook tonight for 3 people, she'd have it whacked out. I'm going to call it quits there. We're at the 59-minute mark on my calendar. Thank you to everybody that came through while this was going live. This was live at 3 p.m. in Vietnam. Next time I'm probably going to do 6 a.m. in Vietnam, and we'll see how we go. We got to a maximum of about 4 people participating at once. Thank you, Rachel, for coming in. I know you're off tomorrow, so we won't have you on the live stream on the train, but let's see how we go. If you've got any ideas for live streams, what you'd like to see, I really favour the Q&A concept because that relies on the subscribers to come and give me the questions. And all the best. Like the live stream, subscribe to the channel, comment on what it is your question about Vietnam, and I'll see you in the next one. Not exactly sure